Hey, so what is what is up? So, it's me, Jordan, and I am doing an ugly stream. Coding, maybe some OBS setup. Name should go on the bottom. And what is an ugly stream? Ugly stream. This is basically my behind the scenes. This is my excuse to stream while not having a plan. that's what this show is. So if you're down for an exciting experience, then hang out. So right now our stream is. I don't want to say it's not fancy, but it's not doing everything it could to make the most of things on Twitch. So, yes, and you're basically getting the ugliest of streams. But what I want to work on today is, let's fit this to the screen. There we go. See how I'm seeing. And what I want to work on is, let me pull up over here. I want to see if I can create a Twitch API in like 1 hour. So before Aaliyah comes on later today, she's going to be talking about soldering. Soldering. I decided to see, refresh. Soldering is soldering, one of my favorite words, right up there with caulk. Hard words to say. Those L's, they're tricky. But so, what I wanted to do is I want to go to Replit. Replit is just now switching to replit.com. Looks like they haven't done that yet. Let's see. I have my font up giant. So I want to create a new Replit, but I want to just start a project. I want to copy this one. Oh my, let me bring this down a little bit. Okay, so what actually is in here? I just want a simple P5.js starter. Okay, looks like it's out of date. Let me go back. And so this is another one. Please don't steal my info. All right. Yeah, look at you, Replit. Going to replit.com. Okay, so my repls, and then P5.js folders. Okay, so I just want to create so let me do a fork of this one. This is another just small project I started, but I want this one to be called Twitch overlay magic. Okay, and then we're at Twitch TV/make school. Just in case anyone's stalking my repls. Okay, so we are pulling in version of P5.js here. Ooh. Why is this enforcing a line width? Nice. Wrapping, soft wrap. There we go. Don't. Actually. Oh, I guess maybe you just have to reset it. Okay, great. So that's okay. So in helpers, I have some things here. So that's the nice thing about this. Okay, so I'm going to first delete everything in here that is not related to this project. So this is, again, something else working. Okay. Still not the best at hotkeys on the PC. Okay, so let's run this. And we're getting errors. Calculate grid. All right, yeah, this shouldn't have been in there. Let's try again. Okay, great. So now what we have, basically this is a starter template that just resizes. So actually what I should do, make another fork. What I can I do? Fork it again. Okay, and then I'm gonna save this one as let's see, canvas resize template, just because I know I'm gonna want that feature again, so I might as well save that, and then let us return to here, and then that way I have both. All right, so what the heck is my actual goal? So the cool thing here is that I have this canvas resizing, and it might not make sense yet if you're not super familiar with P5.js and drawing with it. But what I'm going to do is basically I want to use the contents here, and let's add something to the page just so we can see that other things are happening. So let's just go with width divided by 2, height divided by 2, and then we'll do width divided by 4, height divided by 4, so that we should basically get a shape. We'll make it white. That resizes itself and stays centered no matter how I resize the screen. So let's see. I'm in corner mode. Let's see, rect mode, center. I think that might do it. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so it will make sure that it's always in the center there. So let's see if I can pull this in to my OBS now. Hey, what up, the source code? How's it going? Yes, I know that's you, Elias. I watched your first show earlier today. That was super cool. Talking about NFT with Scotty and Brian. Really love to see awesome young coders streaming in the world. So you know I'm gonna be here repping you. Glad you're popping in today. I also saw you had like a music stream. That was cool. If you have any resources, speaking of music, let me see if I can get my background music up a little bit more so y'all can hear it. I'm just using the Pizzle Pack, but I'm curious, Elias, where are you sourcing your music from to ensure that it is safe? Ugly stream, fit to screen. Okay, let me lock that in. All right, so let me update my text here to indicate my goals. So, ugly stream, making Twitch overlay in P5JS. Here, AMA. All right, question, Elias. Which smiley face is better? Do you like the smiley face with the colon for the eyes, or the equal sign for the eyes? Or do you think it depends on the font? I need to know. All right, so this is the goal. Let me lock that in here. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Just using YouTube. You know what? We should maybe we should make like in our Twitch stream, or maybe this can be one of the things our bot, our Discord bot does on our Discord channel. Some of our students are working on adding some cool features for the Discord bot, and maybe we could add one that we can add links to all of that. Wow, colon. Okay. We can add links to all of the safe to stream music that we like out there. Thank you. Okay, thanks, Elias. It's very important to me that I have the most best smiley face here. Okay, so I've got this here now. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to see if I can use Streamlabs OBS as a browser source option. So you can't see what I'm doing here, but I'm doing, let's see, P5JS overlay source. How is Streamlabs mod? Oh, Streamlabs. Streamlabs is so OBS, Open Broadcast Software. That's the sort of OG baseline software. And then Streamlabs OBS is a company that has created additional features basically on top of that. Okay, so let me come over here. So what I need to do is I'm grabbing, and this is the live link, and just for anyone who's not as familiar with Replit. So this link up here, this is my link to view and edit the code. This link over here, this is the live link so that you can see just the regular in browser. So you can see, again, in this space, it's creating the full size of the window, and then you have to resize the window and it will resize with you. So this is important because I want it to function. So even though it looks like this here, I want to make sure that it will always fit on my screen in OBS. So I grabbed that URL. I'm coming over here. Let's see. And for my width and my height in OBS, okay, got that there. Oh my God, it's working! It's working. Do you see it, Elias? See it? Yeah, Streamlabs is yeah. So if you're using Streamlabs, then you need to log in on the Streamlabs website, and there's actually, maybe you can do it through the app. There's probably ways to access it through the app, but if you log into the website, Elias, Streamlabs, the app is one thing, and then if you log into the website, that's where it'll give you extra powers for like the chat bot and stuff. You know, so like that's why, you know, I have things like you know, all of these commands that I use for like shortcuts. I do all of that in Streamlabs right now. You know, we're developers though, STEM professionals here at Make School, so eventually, you know, maybe we'll be making our own. But okay, so I want you to see, so this is cool. And if I resize it like this, it keeps its proportions. And I think that's because in the settings for this one, it's going to retain its proportions and it won't scale differently, because once I've brought it in, I tell it the dimensions that I want. So now here's the interesting thing. So I'm gonna come. Let's see. How can I do this? So I'll show you to show that the overlay is working. This is how we can see. This one is the overlay, right? So it's gonna be my overlay over here, and I want to find out if I edit this live over here, will it change for me over here? That's a question, because I don't know if Streamlabs, what triggers it to get the live update? Okay, so notice it did not update here. And also, like, obviously I'm doing this without looking up any tutorials so far. So if there's like an obvious answer to this, I just might not have done it. Okay, let's see. Ah, you can also do it from a local file. That's cool. So you can develop locally. But I want to see if I can do one that works online. Okay, so URL width height, use custom frame rate. Aha ha ha. Okay, so custom frame rate, shut down source when not visible, refresh browser when scene becomes active. I think this is the setting. Okay, so I hit the checkbox that gave it a custom frame rate. So now it says the frame rate is 30. So if this is meaning what it thinks I mean, maybe that means it's gonna automatically update. Okay, and so I typed it, but I haven't hit run yet, which means the live website. Let's go. Okay. That. Nope. Okay, so maybe the the FPS, maybe that's for if what you're showing is going to have audio via OBS. So it's like if I touch something about it, refresh browser when scene becomes. Okay, so I guess I might need to do some Googling to see what's up. But now let's also see if we do this a different way. So what I'm gonna do, so this is my full screen, and you notice this one doesn't update live either. So I think that's what I need to add next is like a button to change the color, because I think that's part of it. Is I'm curious if the website will update live when I change it, but it's just not doing it. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Let's just Google it. let's save time. So we'll say OBS browser source, like refresh, auto refresh. How do we do that? Browser source auto refresh. Let's make it auto refresh. Let's see, whenever the source changes. Source when active. Let's see. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay. Okay, well, yeah, so I do have control, so I don't know. Let's just pop this in here. I'm not even gonna check it. Check my, oops, that's not what I wanted. Copy this, copy, please. Paste. Okay, let's see. Is this gonna do what it says? Maybe. Let's see. Let's see. And then let's go over here and make that green. You know, we have a new version over here, and I think if I show and hide it again, it'll change color. Okay, but so now it has this auto refresh thing. So I don't know. But I think the problem is that it's auto refreshing, but it's going to auto refresh with information it doesn't know. So I think really what we need is, let's see. Let's just try it out with a color. So we'll say color value, and we'll just start out with RGB. So it looks like I might not hit my goal of full color value. Plus, and if color value greater than 255. Color value equals 0. Okay. Please ignore the fact that I literally just defined all of this from the bottom up in like the wrong order, so don't listen to that. Okay. Let's see. Is my thing working? Color value? No. What's going on? Catch my mistake. Color value. Well, I can initialize it. Oops. Because it's a number, I can initialize it up here. Okay, so great. Okay, so that's gonna do that. So over here, go and hide. Okay, all right. So I think that as long as all of the code exists on the page, right? Like it has to be, here, right? So I think that's the thing, is it needs to be on the page already, and then, for example, like if I have a button that like triggers something, then it would probably update. Another thing I could do is, yeah, I can try it out later to see. I'm gonna disable this for now and keep it there. I don't know if it's necessary or if I can have something else that solves this issue. Okay, so we have something that changes. Let's see. So what could we do? Elias, if you're still here and you have ideas, what is it that we could do? I know one idea that I had. So let me just make a really ugly place in the code for ideas. So we could do show polls live. That's something that we could do. Let's see, what is the other? Is another one of my rebels that I have? Big vote. So we could try this one, and what this one does is just when you click in a zone, you affect the size of things. But I don't think I haven't set it up yet to store the values in a global context. So never mind. That'll be something else that I'll have to do. But this is something I've thought about as well. It also uses this some kind of resizing to fit the window. It just keeps it centered here. As a way for people to do a quick vote in a visual way that could interact with the overlay. So that's one idea that I've had. Another thing is, you know, there could be some other kind of like triggered alerts from viewers, like, you know, maybe you could get hello world, make hello world go across the screen, for example. But yeah, let's see. Because I think, right, so these, if I show and hide it again, it should start out at black again, because it basically like refreshes the page. But if I that off, shut down source when not visible, that refresh browser source when seen becomes active. Okay, so if I do that, and then if I, okay, so it's might hide, show again, So now it keeps going off. Black. Okay, so it's kind of like it pauses. So if I pause it for long enough, and then show it again, it's like it hasn't done anything. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so basically it needs to be reading from some kind of shared back end. So let's see, text, it's related to the other file. But let's see. So what I could do is, let's see, how do I get, how do I have a website read from Google Spreadsheets? Because I know this is like obviously not a professional way to go. Simple web scraping using Google Sheets. I don't want to scrape with Google Sheets. I want to read from Google Sheets. Okay, create a new word. There's stuff. Is this going the other direction? Or from a website? No, that's not what I want. I want the other way. Okay. Display data. Page. Ah, here we go. Indeed. Project. Pairing. Block spring. Okay, block spring's trying to sell us something. I just want to be able to read directly from it. Live data into Google. I don't know. Maybe it's just let's see. If I do it with Google form results page, would that show live? Let's see. How? Come on, let's type. How to make interactive Twitch overlay. Code. Okay, yes, this is what I want. Simulating. Why are we simulating that? Doing it in code. Overlay cannot be static. All the elements, yes. Client server. Okay, yeah, this is what I was guessing. Is we're gonna have to set up a Node.js server. Do modifier in the O. Like exactly what I want. So I think AI to automate Instagram results. Okay. Cool, yeah. So then this is something you can also do in OBS. I'm not sure if you can do it in Streamlabs, which is where you can basically create a panel and have it display your own website. So that's what they're doing there to control what they're doing. So this is useful. Let me see. I'm just trying to see. message, adding it to our HTML. Yeah, I guess, let's see. So, I think which of my websites to back to REPLs, and let's look for quick. Okay, so this project has a quote-unquote backend using using a text file, and so it allows it to share information across users. So let's see if this one, if I use this one to import, if this one will pull in information. So let me just get it running, and then I'll grab URL and pull that into here. So you can see this beautiful data structure of nested arrays stored as strings in JSON in a text file. Why? It's so awful. But just doing it because it's easy to do here. Do not delete samples. Voices. Okay, great. So this has loaded up, and let's go and grab this from here and okay, we'll put that here, and we'll still keep it commented out until we try this first. So let me copy this, and so we can see what this does over here. You can draw, and it will guess what you're drawing. Right, so I've trained it. So this is where this data should be shared across places where it's being used. So let me come over here. Let me add a new browser source. Draw. Source when not visible. Oh wait. Oh right, that's my full screen. Okay. Let's see. So let's make it not that wide actually. Right. Okay. Background color. Okay, so what it's automatically doing is removing the background color, but okay, so here is that website, and we can see it's got that same amount of training data, and I can't interact with it here. So it won't see what's being drawn, for example, because that's local and the current guess is local, but this training data, so that should go to 28. yeah, so I don't think I haven't built the website to be reactive in the right ways. And then that time it didn't work. Let's see, shut down source when not visible. So there, if I come in and add a star, make that 17, and then come over here and hide and show it again, and it refreshes. So there's still this issue of figuring out when to get it to refresh. But for something like where you just want an animation, where you want something to happen and you want it to happen all the time, this could be a great solution. So let's go back over to the overlay magic and oh wait, shoot, let's actually, before we do that, let's come back over and try this to see if that will do it. Okay, so let me stop, let me run, and hopefully that's a okay. So let's add another star. Let's print. Okay, so now there's 20 of them. So let's come back over here. Let's turn this on. So it says there's 20, so it should have done a refresh. So now, without me touching this one, what I want to see is, will this set timeout function, will that reload it as I do these things here? So let me add some cool smileys. So now we got 17. Eye on it. Let's see how many. Let's make this smaller actually for testing purposes. So stop, run. So I'm also curious, like, if in theory, if it's refreshing fast enough, it might, yeah, there we go. So now it's going constantly. So I think, ooh, that's too much. Yeah, let's add in here. Stop. Okay, so I think what we want is to only call it if for so basically I think what we would want is we would want like a second site that shows just the results, but this is actually cool. So let me come over here and okay, so if I set this at that small number, hit run, and then I come over here and I show it and I hide it. Okay, so now we can see it updating. So the difference here would be that we would probably want it to happen you know, in a less flashy format. So now if I stop and run again, I don't know if I'll be able to refresh this one. So show and hide it. I guess today is more of an exploration of some of these different kinds of things that can be done. So let's see. So let's go back now to talking about this as something that could just like do cool animations. So in OBS, so I will just do this in OBS. I can click on my text and I can add a filter, and I can add a filter called scroll, and I can give it horizontal speed. You can see it start to go. I can make it go faster. I can go the other way. Put in you know, if we want to do like Star Wars scroll scene, you know, we could do that. Dun, dun, you know, but it's relatively simple, right? You can scroll. That's about it. But other things that I could do on a website. So let's go back over here to this P5.js source, and I'm gonna fit it to screen, and then I'm going to give it some opacity. Let's see, color correction. Okay, color correction, opacity. Okay, so now I've got the opacity down just so that you can know that it's there, but you can still, let me plus the code behind it. All right, so instead of just having a blue background, let's do no background, and then let's get this at put this in corner mode. Actually, let me just comment out that line. And now let's say this rectangle is going to be, let's imagine this is going to be our fancy icon up in the corner. So there we go. So it's still going to, you know, cycle through things, and you can see it has a stroke. So we can say no stroke. So it'll just appear, and then let me come over here and show and hide. Oh, let me brush. All right, so now let me actually bump the opacity back, because now I think it's actually hard to see. So where is that? Shut down, but not. Okay. Where is it? Ah, there we go. It's hidden. Okay, so and notice, right? It's fitting over here, so it's still doing a stretch situation. So let's imagine we just want it to be a nice little icon size. So do that, you know, like you can imagine, like if we can do text, and it's make school, and it's located at let's call it 1220, and we'll call it size 20. I think that's it, and then we'll say fill white. Let's see. And what is up with my text like that? So let's double check. P5.js reference. Why is my text being like that? So text word. Okay, so first let's get text size. That's what happened. I was treating the last option as text size, when really what I want probably this. And what does, yeah, so I don't want that. That was actually limiting my size. Okay, and let's see. So let's make it 80 wide, text size 15, and we'll start it. Let's see, text at a good spot. Let's start you at 40. All right, getting close. So let's just make this a little wider. Start you at 15. beautiful. And like, you know, I could put more effort into making it correctly sized automatically. But let's show and hide it over here. Great, now we can see we got make scope there. And you can see now it's really tiny on this screen because it's relative to the size here of this screen. So I can make that, so to make this bigger, probably what I would want to do is, you know, some fancier math to control like a minimum size for this. But for example, let's just see what happens if we double everything. Just make it all bigger. Make school, and then we want to bring it down to 60. 5. Right, there we go. So let's come over here, show it, hide it again. Great, now we got a bigger thing up in the corner there. And what we could do is now, instead of filling just gray, do RGB. So we want 0 red, 0 green, we want some blue. Great. And we can say if color value greater than equal to 25, or color value less than 0. Now I'm gonna do some bar increment equals 1. So now we're gonna do, instead of having it cycle through, I want to have it bounce. I'm holding up my hand and doing quotes. So now instead of color value plus plus, we're going to say color value equals color value plus increment. And then what we're going to do is, instead of modifying color value, we're going to say increment equals increment times -1 to flip it. So let's see what effect that has. So now it should go dark, full blue. Let's see. Increment. Color value is greater than 25. Color value equals color value. Run. All right. Okay, I think it's going now, right? So it's going up to full blue, then back down black, up to full blue, back down black, right? And now if we want it to go faster, now we can just change the increment here, and then we can show and hide this, have that load up again, and boom, now we've got it doing our cycle back and forth. And I coded it. I did it with code. So that's pretty cool. And again, it will stay proportional to the size that we said we wanted it to be. So you can sort of build all of the features into one layer, or import them into one layer, and then bring them in just one source into OBS. And let's see, so what's something else we could do? Let's add something that maybe goes, just something, let's see, these are interactive ideas, and let's go with simple ideas. Well, let's not call them simple. Let's call them non-interactive. So it's not that they're static, that they're not moving, but that they're not maybe necessarily going to need to update live. So these are things that are like constant motion, for example. So we have the fade color logo. We've done that, and now we could have like a more fun scroll bar, more fun text scroll bar. So let's make a text scroll bar, or a thing that happens at the bottom. So first, let me move some of this. So let's call this function draw, draw color fade logo. Then I want to move all of this into here. Just a little draw color fade logo, just a little bit of refactoring as we go, and then I'll run here just to prove it still does everything. So keep things a little clean. So let's see what else. And right, yeah, so there's no background, and so there's no background, which means that over here it looks white. But remember, when there's no background, that means that it's going to be transparent, which is why we can see that the logo is hovering up here, but there's no white underneath it. Versus if we do this, right, it'll look the same over here, but then if I come over and go and hide that, then we get this situation. So that's why I'm going to deactivate. There we go. Let's do it like that. So you won't want a background when you're building an overlay. No background when building an overlay. Instead, you're just going to be making things. Let's see. All right. Okay. So something we could do is, for example, make the Make School logo bounce around the page. But let's do, and we'll start this one out in a function. Let's call it draw a fun text bar, and we'll figure out what that means. What does it mean for it to be fun? Okay, so function draw fun text bar. And let's see. We can even let's not over optimize. So let's say var copy, and copy is another word for text, just we want to be redundant. So we'll just have it be, hello world. And let's have it instead of calling it text bar, let's just have it maybe make hello world fall from the sky. So here we would want to have we're gonna need to have a changing x value. So hello world text so let's just test this out with an object, because this is the kind of thing where once you get fancy you might create an object. Hello world, and it's gonna have copy hello word, and then it's gonna have a x location, and we'll start we'll just have it start off at width minus 100. Oop. Okay. I catch myself here. So no semicolons in objects. So y location, and we'll have y location start out at -10 because I want it to start off screen. So I think those are the only values I need. But now I can come over here and I can just do, and we can come down here, right, and see that this right here is what we need. So we'll have this text be teal. We'll keep the same text size, and now instead of doing this, we're gonna say hello world copy hello world.x hello world.y, and actually text size can be hello world.size. This can be hello world.color, and we'll just add those. And so then basically what we'll just do here is we're going to say hello world.y plus, or I guess it'll be, or yeah, no, it'll be plus. So we'll say plus, and then for now we're gonna, we'll call it hello world increment. So this is a very okay, so we need to add increment, color, and size. Increment, and we'll just call it 2 for now. Size, was it like 30? And then color, here we'll say color teal. Now this is a thing. This is a quiz. Hello, Stuart. Welcome. Oh, I'm about to say hello in code with a hello world. So let's see if I did it. Oh, let's see. Drop on text. Hello world. Weird. Unexpected token. Oh, did I did it? I did it. All right. If not intentional, problem with scope. Text. Or did I not? Text. Hello world. Ah, that's right. X location. Actually, since I don't usually like short naming conventions like this, but I already wrote it down there. There we go. Ah, special effects. So let's actually make this happen at width divided by 2. And now here is where I'm curious. Stuart, maybe you know, if you got some coding experience, if you could tell me what's going on with the hello world, and why is it acting like that? Why is it acting this way? Instead of just falling all by itself. That is my question for you. And I will pause and type very slowly as I enter in what I believe will solve it. Let's see. There we go. We got our hello world. All right, so let's come over here. Let's hide. So there we go. Hello world falling across our screen. So we're putting pieces together, and right now we're just playing with the visual pieces of what could become a Twitch overlay. What will become a Twitch overlay? Let me correct myself, because it's gonna happen. But there's still some pieces missing, and the pieces that are missing are some interactivity. But I'm having a fun time putting things together and just thinking about what it is that I would want. And, you know, for example, now we can be like, okay, so hello world is falling off the screen. Should it loop instead? Should it bounce? We can do a similar thing to what we did here for the color, right? Is we can basically add a check to see, you know, if the hello world value is greater than height, and we'll call it height plus 40. And now this time, I think we should just have it fall from the sky again. So then we can just reset hello world here back to whatever it started at, which was -10. And maybe let's make that -40 because just because. There we go. So you see it falling, and it's going pretty quick. Notice how quick it is over here. And now it's gonna cycle. So if I come over here, unrefresh, refresh. So why does it look like it's going slower? Is it actually going slower? Or is the movement relative to the size of the page? I think that might be the answer. Okay, so hello world. There we go. Notice it fell off and then it came back. We can also see here that right now the text is just a particular size. And so if we want it to be bigger, what we can think about is, let's see. Usually what I do is some proportion of the size of the page. So if you think that a wider page should have bigger text, and you can say, let's make it always be 1/10 of the page, for example. Then let's hit run. And right, so it's doing width divided by 2 because it's you know, the H is where the width is happening. So that has made it a little bit bigger on this screen. Let's come over and refresh it here. See how much bigger it is. There we go. There's that hello world. All right, so I think that looks great. So for example, like this is something now where, you know, I could set different items like this up and, you know, basically turn this into something that knows how to draw all fun text, right? So if all of these things where it says hello world, right, those are just objects. So this could basically be parameterized. And let me look at the time that I have. Do I have time to parameterize? Let's see. Yeah, let's do it. Let's parameterize this. Let's refactor quickly in this time that we have. Let's see. What am I going to give myself? It's 40 minutes until Aaliyah's show. So let's see. So I don't want to cut into that. So I'll do like another 20 minutes here, 15 or 20 minutes. So hello world. So let's see. Can I select all of these? Yes. Okay. So these are going to be text objects. Okay. So text objects, and then up here. Okay. Oops. Text objects. I should not have pluralized it. Text object, singular. Okay, and then now this here should be text object max height, and because again we don't want to have anything in here. Text object start. Right, so these are always going to be falling text. Okay, so falling text. So copy, paste. All right. Now, if we come up here, instead of just calling draw falling text, now what we want is so there's hello world, which I don't need to refer to anymore now. So I can say var hello world in here. And what I can do out here is say falling text. And this is going to be an array. So this is going to be var falling text equals, and this is going to be an array. And inside of it, I'm going to put hello world. And let's go up here. We needed to add a few things. So we need to add max height and start height. And they need to happen before the actual location. So max height is going to be height plus 40, and then start height is negative 40, I guess. So, you know, this could be parameterized a little bit more. This is going to be start height. Oh, okay, I got semicolons. So if I run this now, falling text. So now for draw falling text, what we want to do is we want to do for, let's see, so for var I less than falling text dot length I plus plus, right? So let's get that in here. And so for each of these, then what we want to do, because remember now, they're going to be inside of an array. And so now what I want to do is refer to falling text I. So let's see if I did it. Loading. Oh, that's not good. I'll copy just in case I don't want to lose all my code I just did. Why is it loading? Copy. Refresh this page. Oh, okay. Run. Okay, where did I break something? There's an error. Start height not being defined in current scope. Where are we at? Line 17. Ah, okay. I think I have to do self. Oh, this. Language. Ooh, let's not even get into that. Type error. Length of undefined. What are we? Text. Length. Okay, line 31, 27. Wait. Draw. To falling text. Oh, there we go. Falling text. Falling text. Okay, let's see. Now it's not working. Okay. Let's do print. Hi. Okay. Falling text. Let's print it. Falling text. Okay, it's an array. Oh, there we go, y'all. There we go. Cool. Right. So now we're printing high. Plus plus. What is, let's see, draw falling text. Text. Right. So, falling text 0. Okay, great. Text object. What am I missing? This is the danger of the refactor. Okay, draw following text, text, object. So I start here, just do that. Following text, 0. Let's print text object. Okay, so I'm getting none. Okay, there we go. So we're not getting anything for. Alright, so basically the start height, I'm trying to think, why is that not? Okay, so that was the issue. Okay, so that's good to know. So let's disable this back on. There we go. Okay, great. So now, so basically that's what happened, is doing too many things at once. Let's see. So now that we've made a helper situation, so now we can create copy, paste, and for now, I'm gonna call it Hello World 2. Why is it formatting strange? Want that? Right. Oh, there we go. Okay, just taking a while. Okay, so this one has some extra L's in it. Okay, and for this one, let's have it start at a different location. And we'll have it start. We'll have it start at the same location, but we'll have it fall slower. And we'll have, let's see, divided by. So it'll be slower, bigger, teal, and we'll make it gray, light gray. All right, let's see what we get. Might take a second. The other one to on screen. Maybe. Let's see. Okay. Let's make this one 1, and let's have this one start out on screen. Let's see. Object. Let's see. Am I getting the hello world? Oops. World. I'm only getting one of them. The world. World 2. I. S. N. There we go. Okay. Why it didn't show up at first. Great. So X. With 7. So yeah. That's over farther. So now we basically have something that is reusable. we can basically just like, you know, anytime we want, have this hello world falling feature. So that's another thing that could be done too, is to have them just so that whenever you want, you can turn them on and have it start falling like this, you know? So I think this is actually like a cool, like maybe screensaver. Like imagine we, you know, didn't have that, and maybe we did have just a background, right? Maybe we do have a background here, run, I'm over here, I'm gonna refresh. Oh, interesting. Oh, right, because I think the, yeah, it's still controlling the background. It's intentionally deleting my background, but what I can do is remove the extra formatting. Wait, what's going on? Oh, filters. Do not. Right. Interesting. Okay. So if I'm showing the display capture, did I not hit run yet? Weird. I'm not really sure why it's not showing white. Maybe it doesn't show white by default. Let's see if I change this. Oh, it's because I'm doing clear. That's why. So I need to move this here. That's why. Okay. That's still silly. There we go. So if we wanted to just have a page that did something like this, we could, and of course, and then if I put background RGBA 0, 0, 0, 0, let's see, what am I not doing right? Background, RGBA. Why did that work for a second? Oh, right, because it's not the background. That's right. I need to done, and over here, I mean right there. Turn that out, because basically the background is not actually the background in P5.js. Now I have a few more minutes before I need to switch over and start getting ready for Aaliyah's show. So I want to do one more thing, which is basically make the blue Make School logo. Let's make it bigger and tealer, or I will grab the real Make School colors. Let me go to Make School. Here we go. Make School. And I'm scrolling all the way down to press. Brand guidelines. Great. And we can get sample colors here. So for, I think this is the Make School logo blue. So we can come over here and for the Make School color. So now what I want to do is add a slightly different option. So I want to come make, let's see, so this is color value. Actually, that's okay. So the color value works. We're just going to use it for a slightly different thing. And what I want to happen is basically we're going to have var logo color. And logo color equals color teal, and I need it to be a color object because we're going to play with the color object. So go back out to the reference and color. So we can affect, let's see, the one that we want. No, I don't want saturation. I want, oh yeah, alpha. Great. So, and then we're gonna set alpha with the value. So feel, so color. Color. Oh right, this is grabbing it. I want set. I want to set the alpha. So yes. There we go. Set alpha. So coming down here. So the color value, what I want to do down here is I want to fill with logo color. So if I do nothing else, right, I can comment this out, and if I hit run, this will be teal now, but now it's not doing anything else. So what I want it to do is for the increment now to be, instead of doing that, I want to do logo color set alpha color value. So I want it to basically fade in and out. There we go. Let's come over here. Let's refresh. Make School. Great. So it basically will fade in and out, disappearing. We can, again, modify the increment value. So we have increment up here, and we could set that, we can make it much slower, right? We can make that 0.5. In and out. Let's get this back into the center of the screen. Let's see, so here, let's get it back, and yeah, maybe let's this. Okay. So keep it there and make a version of it that's back center of the screen. So I want width divided by 2, height divided by 2, and then width by 4, and height divided by And we'll run that. So that gets it center of the screen. And let's see, the text. Now, can we do text mode center? Not sure if we can. Text. Style. Font load leading. It's text leading. Text. Interesting. It's the spacing. Okay. Not what we want. Text descent, width, style. Text size. Okay, so this is where we can calculate what we need by calling text width on our text and then offsetting by half. So our copy equals school. Gotta wrap this up soon. Copy, we're gonna use that there. And then I'm gonna save our copy. Let's see. The width. So kind of want to do it down here. So copy width is going to be what was it? Text width of copy. It's gonna be some number. Where are we at? Don't even know how I got there. Okay, so copy width, that's gonna be some number. Text size. Let's make text size also relative to, let's call it relative to the width. We'll divide it by 10. And then what that lets us do here is then we can say width divided by 2. Height divided by 2. And then so it's going to be width divided by 2 minus copy width divided by 2, right? So width 2. I know, like, order of operations wise, I just don't trust it. Okay, so now our text size doesn't quite match on this screen, but let's come over here and see if we get the effect. Okay, go make school. Big text in the center, and then that fades in. And I think actually like the alpha of this, you know, should probably fade in and out at the same time or similar. Let's see, so our text size is too big, so we need to divide this by more. There. All right, so it's closer. Let's see. So we want it to be wider. And do, let's see, height divided by 3. Wait, is that right? No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted height divided by 4. Width divided by 3. There we go. But yeah, so this is, you know, thanks for coming to the ugly stream. I'm gonna turn it off soon and get ready to switch over to our star of Electric Vision Entertainment, Aaliyah. All right, so thank you everyone. Hope this was entertaining, mildly useful. We will be back in just under 15 minutes. Right at the top of the hour, Aaliyah will be kicking things off, and we'll be talking about soldering. Soldering. Oh, that's oh my god. Soldering. Okay, so don't go anywhere, or if you do, don't do it for too long. And hopefully we'll see you back here in a few minutes to support Aaliyah. All right, thanks everyone.